Everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody in 149th Street at the bench.
Philly Handstyles are whack. Philly Handstyles suck. That's gonna be part of today's video. But that's just one of the many hot takes in today's video. You see, I asked you guys over on Instagram and YouTube to give me your guys' graffiti hot takes, and I did not expect this response. We got a lot of hot takes from you guys, and plenty of them are really good. So this could probably be a multiple part series. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, and also leave your hot takes down there as well. But we're gonna kick this off with one from YouTube, where Jamal here says having the city paint over spots is actually a good thing. And I'll be honest, I know a lot of people, you know, they kind of don't like the buff, but I kind of agree with them. Like, I think it's great, especially for toys, when the city goes over their things, because it gives them another opportunity to hit those same walls with something hopefully a little bit better. Once again, I feel like this is really helpful towards toys, because obviously if you're a better graffiti artist and you do something really quality, you don't want that getting taken down, which is why you hit hard to reach spots. Bernard has a really good one here that I 100% agree with. I don't even know if this is a hot take, but I mean, you guys let me know. If you get ran over by a toy, there's seriously no reason to start a real beef. I'll for sure go ahead and take the spot back with another tag, so on and so forth, but what it boils down to is understand that you're the better writer. And the reason I agree with this so much is because if you're a really quality graffiti artist or graffiti writer, then they're not holding the candle to you. There's simply too large of a gap between your skill and knowledge and theirs for them to be a threat. And not to shamelessly plug here, but we actually write about this in the new book I'm coming out with, which is very close to being done, where we talk about how a large part of beefs in graffiti is how other people perceive your challengers. If you're a high quality graffiti artist and a toy goes over you, other people are going to see that, look at your skill level, look at their skill level, and compare the two. If you guys are comparable in skill, well then now you got a problem. But if you guys aren't comparable in skill, then everyone knows, including yourself, that the challenger isn't much of a challenge. This one from Julian is a really long one. I'll let you guys read it off, but the one that I want to focus on is right here. Black booking is more important for improvement than walls. And I'd say generally speaking, yes, that is true. For most graffiti artists, a lot of their improvements are going to happen in the books, because we talked about this in plenty of other videos, but you essentially have specialty mediums and then you have your more typical mediums, right? And spray paint is a specialty medium. So in order for you to actually specialize in that medium, you have to kind of use that medium a lot. However, your proficiency with the medium does not necessarily dictate your skill level. So even if you're proficient with spray paint, it doesn't necessarily translate to being a good graffiti artist. So if you want to get good at graffiti, you have to practice the fundamentals of graffiti, which are separate from spray paint. And most people tend to practice in their books. Now obviously there's something to be said for the skill difference that happens when you jump from your books to the walls, but that's a totally different topic, which we've already talked about at length here on the channel. Torak here's got a good one. He says, ultra drippy tags aren't grungy and cool. They're a lazy way for people to mask bad and boring tags with noise. And I'm not gonna lie, he's not entirely wrong. I can't tell you how many new graffiti artists send me stuff to critique, and it has a bunch of drips on it with no fundamentals. And half the time, those drips aren't even intentional. I feel like drips, when they're done by somebody with quality fundamentals, the drips almost enhance the tag because the fundamentals are already there. But if you're lacking, if you're not really all that good at graffiti and you got a messy tag as it is without drips, once you add drips into the equation, it's only hurting your tag. That's how I feel. I kind of agree with the Torak here. I don't know about you guys. It's a Waste says chrome and black pieces on legal walls is whack. And I like how short and straight to the point that is. And I don't know what it is about chrome and black pieces. I don't know what's the reason why I see that as whack. I mean, maybe one of you guys can explain. Why is that considered whack? Because I kind of agree, but I don't know why. Here's the big one. Philly style is a bunch of well-placed scribbles. And man, I know plenty of graffiti artists that feel this way. I know plenty of graffiti artists who cannot stand Philly Handstyles. And to be fair, I live right next to Philadelphia, and a lot of the Philly Handstyles are not all that good. Many of them really are just well-placed scribbles. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Philly Handstyles. I think there's plenty of great ones out there. But, especially with the internet where everybody's copying Philly Handstyles and just regional styles in general, and people here in Philly, the Handstyles are a little bit sloppy. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. Style is objective. If you like a toy style, you just aren't experienced enough yet to see why it sucks. If you asked an experienced writer who kept it simple and practiced the basics, 9 out of 10 would agree on whether the style is good or not. And that, while it might be a hot take, is 100% factually true. Now, alright, I kind of got to walk that back a little bit. Objective truth and whether or not you like something are two different things. You can like like bad things and recognize that it's bad. For example, I'm a fan of, a bunch of pretty bad movies. They're objectively bad, but I'm still a fan of them. And I recognize that they're bad. It's the same thing here. However, it is objectively bad. And that's what I agree with here. A lot of people in graffiti feel that style is subjective. They feel like, oh, well, as long as it's liked, then it's good. And that's just simply not the case. There are fundamentals that cannot be denied. And these fundamentals determine the quality of something, whether it's good or bad. How much you understand those fundamentals as far as your knowledge, and how well you can actually illustrate those fundamentals with your skill, those two things, your knowledge and skill, come together to create the quality of work. Most graffiti artists don't have pretty much any knowledge about graffiti at all. That sounds terrible to say, but you guys can attest to this with graffiti artists you've met in person. You see this online as well. But they do have an intuition about the fundamentals, which gives them pieces, hand styles, and throwies that they like, but maybe can be fundamentally better. Or maybe they're fundamentally great. Or maybe they're fundamentally garbage. Regardless, if they had more information, they'd be able to see the objective truths about their work and other people's work. I 100% agree. But dudes, that wraps up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more of this, leave your hot takes in the comments down below. And if you want to jumpstart your graffiti pieces, check out the books we published in the description as well. Or if videos are more so your thing, check out the best how to do graffiti playlist right up here with more graffiti content right down here. And I'll catch you guys back here next week. Thanks for watching.